Hello, my name is Christopher Butcher, and I'm going to walk you through my soundtrack to the survival shooter Unity template using FMOD. Um, I'll walk through what's in FMOD right now in front of me. You have my game music. It's got a bunch of parameters, player health, and as well distance of all of the three types of enemies, and a total enemies slider as well. And I have I guess in this we have uh, three different sections. We have a kind of a quieter orchestral section, a rock and roll section, and then a much more, I guess, punk rock section at the end. Some fills and feedback in here, events, bass, keyboard, violins, guitars, some drums, a couple other things, theremin, Gregorian chant. Moving on, we have the elephant death sound. Elephant is one of the creatures in this. This is probably the most involved of the what I did in FMOD anyway. Most of the other stuff I mixed in Adobe Audition or some similar thing. We have some rummaging, some plastic rummaging, a tumble of some sort of keys, I think is what it was. An elephant roar. I tried to picture these creatures as those noise makers that you flip upside down and it sounds like a cow mooing. I kind of envisioned them like that. They have a similar shape, you'll see once we get to Unity. So I wanted to give them a similar sound. I did some editing with some trumpet or some elephant roars, and we'll get to that. And then of course some just generic steps. The hit, they have the same roar, and then this I did some Foley work with some cassettes. I think one was Randy Newman's Little Criminals, and the other one was Hard Girls Isn't It Worse, if that matters to you. Just hitting those against each other. Once again, we'll get into that once we get into Unity. But we also have the Helvet Step, which is just a thud and a low pitched squeak. The player death sound is just a baby crying. It is very hard to listen to. You'll hear plenty of these. I just want to walk through my process here. The player hurt sound, once again, same as the player death sound, is a baby crying, just a little bit shorter versions of those. Player shoot, these are all kind of popping sound effects. I've added an echo to them as a randomizer, obviously, to pick those, and then a little bit of automate or modulation in there as well. It is basically a pop gun that you're equipped with in this game, so I wanted to make sure it felt like a pop gun. Player step is actually just people the sound effect of I found of someone just tapping on wood, and then there's this sort of drag that happens every once in a while. It's got some probability on it. The death sound of all of the zombie creatures, with the exception of the elephant, is this sort of long drawn out squeak sound, like a squeaky toy for a dog. Which drove my dog crazy. It's been, like all of the other sounds, it's been a little, modulated and automated a little bit to give it some variation. The zombie step is similar, a shorter squeak. It's broken up into sort of two. It's tied to the animation, so every foot's fall has its own little short sound effect. A Zombear hit, let's see here what we have. This is probably my favorite one. The Zombears I envisioned as sort of Teddy Ruxpin-like. The Teddy Ruxpin is the thing of nightmares for me anyway. So I wanted to find something similar to give them a sort of like mechanical coming to life, broken cassette tape sort of feeling. So of course we have the same cassette hit sound effects here to represent the bullet hitting them. But this is a multi-instrument that uses I think it's circuit bent speak and spell and a couple of Furby sound effects that I then took into Adobe Audition and spliced and edited to make them a little bit more even more unnerving than they were when I found them. Of course, the Zombunny hit. I had originally gone with spring sound effects. Bunnies, springs made sense to me, but I've instead now gone for this is someone just beating a towel, I'm pretty sure, and the sound effect of cloth ripping. I think it's actually duct tape, but it when pitched, it sounds pretty good. And these are some of those sound effects. And then, of course, I did a little bit of voice work for this, some zombie groans. This is, yeah, that's great. I don't like hearing my own voice, so it's a little weird. But there's a probability on that where it won't happen all the time. This is tied to the game object itself, and it just starts playing whenever the prefab is spawned, and then it will stop whenever the object is killed. I think that's all in FMOD. Let's switch over to Unity and hear this all in action. And then, of course, I'm going to try and just do a lot of the sound effects up front, and then I'm going to try to get damaged so you can hear what's happening. I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but the different parts, the bass, the keyboard, and the drums and what have you, are all sort of tied to these parameters that I have in FMOD. The elephant are I believe the bass. The Zombunnies are the different stringed instruments, pizzicato violins and guitar, and then the Zombears themselves are keyboards, the keyboard instruments. Total enemies is tied to the drum track, so if there are fewer enemies on screen, the drums will be softer, and as there are more enemies, the drums will get louder. I think that's everything. So here goes. That's pretty much it. I do want to go back in. I got a little too careless, and I got damaged too much, and you weren't able to hear the third section properly. So I'll go ahead and audition the third section. I'll take some damage here. And of course, the low pass filter there when you or different filters depending on the instrument. Different filters depending on the instrument there to represent to the player you're on your last hit, get to safety. But yeah, that was the survival shooter template available from Unity with FMOD integration. I think that's it. My name is Christopher Butcher. Thanks again.